I'm Dave Workman from Workman Associates, and this month's podcast is not about investing. It's about an organization that has a particularly soft spot in my heart, the Salvation Army. I've seen what it can do, and I want you to understand a little bit more about it. We're very privileged to have Major Nathan Harms here today from Logansport, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the Salvation Army does and how you might be able to help it. First of all, thank you for waiting, Nathan. I wanted to find out maybe a little bit about yourself first, and then we can talk about the Salvation Army mission here in Logansport.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. My wife and I have been working with the Salvation Army for close to 19 years. We're from Minnesota.
Whereabouts in Minnesota?
So I'm from Minneapolis. She's from Duluth.
Okay.
So we're outdoor people. Love to be in winter and summer and fall.
Well, you have to be from the great state of Minnesota,
yes,
right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. We have a toddler son. He's 2.5.
Wow.
Came to us late in life, but he is just so wonderful.
That's so nice to hear. Now, how long have you been stationed in Logansport?
We moved here 3 months ago.
Okay.
This time.
Okay.
We have been here before.
Tell us, now when was that?
That was from 2005 to 2007.
Mm-hmm.
We were here, and then we left, spent a few years in Anderson, Indiana, then a few years in Rapid City, South Dakota.
No way. That's where my wife was born. We lived in Rapid City.
We love Rapid City. Yeah.
Right. Great.
It's currently our retirement place.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then we spent a few years in Ames, Iowa.
Very good. So you are a Midwest family. You've seen it all.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit. I mean, people see the Salvation Army ringing bells after Thanksgiving and up to Christmas, and then a lot of people forget about it. What do you guys do in January through November?
Quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We have funds available to help people with renter utilities. We serve in Logansport. We serve a hot lunch every day, 50 to 60 people every day. It's about 25,000 meals a year.
Wow.
We serve about 100 households with food from our pantry.
Wow.
And then, of course, we have church on Sundays and other activities throughout the regular seasons. Christmas is so important because it helps us to get through all of the other stuff we do.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here.
Sure.
The Red Kettle Drive, what percentage of your budget comes from the Red Kettle Drive?
The Red Kettle Drive is about 50% of our annual budget.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So it's so important. Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit about, now if I put $1 in the bucket, how much of that dollar stays in Cass County to help Cass County people?
The average is 83%.
That's really good. That's really good. So 83 cents on the dollar stays here to help our neighbors.
Yes.
That is a fantastic amount. I know that because I study different non-for-profits.
Sure.
So what is, you serve a meal, you have church. Right now with the bell ringers, tell me a little bit about where your locations are and how people might be able to participate in that bell ringing.
Yeah. So we have, in Logansport, we are ringing bells at Walmart, Rural King, DNR Foods, Walgreens, and Big Lots.
Okay.
People can visit our website, registertoring.com.
Okay, so I'm going to go through that a little bit slower.
Sure.
Registertoring.com.
Yes.
And once they go to that website, what happens?
The home screen will come up. They enter their zip code, or if they've already established a username and password, they sign in, and then they can pick the day and the times that they would like their individual, the group, or family, or whatever, to sign in.
Now, we were talking out in the lobby, and you said right now about 75% of the hours that you have allotted are not filled.
Correct.
Are not filled.
Yes.
So what happens if somebody isn't proficient with the internet? How could they register?
They can call our office.
Okay, and what is that number? If you go slow, because some people are going to be listening and writing this down.
722-1979.
722-1979. Very good. Okay, now, when does the bell ringing start as far as during the day, and how long is a shift?
Monday to Thursday, 12 to 8. Friday and Saturday, 10 to 8. Typically, people sign up for 2-hour increments. So an individual or a family may do 2, 3, or 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
Groups sign up for an entire day
Okay.
and then get people within their group to take however many hours they're going to do.
Okay. So is there a lot of special training to have to ring that bell, or can anybody do it?
You just have to ring the bell. You should smile.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you don't want to be the Grinch.
Yeah.
I get
Should
that.
Say thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Merry Christmas.
Uh-huh.
We're not asking people for money. We're just standing there ringing the bell, and they can ask, "What are you doing?" And you say, "I'm helping the Salvation Army raise money." They should stay warm, depending on where they are. If they're going to
Correct.
go to Walmart,
Uh-huh.
they need to bundle up.
Okay, because it's outside.
It's outside.
Is it at both doors at Walmart or just
Yes,
one door?
Both doors.
Okay, and so if you were to talking to someone face to face right now, what would you say is the mission of the Salvation Army?
To meet human needs in Jesus' name without discrimination.
Wow. I don't think it can be any better said than that. You know, I said at the beginning of this podcast why the Salvation Army, or that the Salvation Army does have a soft spot in my heart. And I was telling Major Harms out there that my grandfather was born in Denmark. He came over to the U.S., became a U.S. citizen, went back, fought in World War I, was injured, was shot, and when he came back and walked off the plank of the boat, the Salvation Army was there with a cup of coffee. And he always spoke so highly about that even as a knucklehead, as a kid, I just can remember him saying that, how much the Salvation Army meant to him. And so I hope, folks, that in some small way that this podcast may motivate you to become a bell ringer and to understand the importance that the Salvation Army has in this community. So oftentimes when you give money, it goes outside of the community. A large part of that stays right here. 83%, 82% stays right here in Cass County. So Major Harms, you folks listening to this podcast don't realize that he had to wait a half hour out in the lobby because we had some technical difficulties. But he was very kind, very appreciative. And I just want to say thank you for coming here. Thank you for taking your time. And I just hope that everybody out there during their Christmas time can remember these individuals that are less fortunate, and that by ringing the bell or giving what you can to the Salvation Army, you're helping your neighbor. So Major, grace and peace to you and your family. I'm sure that 2.5-year-old will be very calm, be very collected come Christmas morning. And may God bless you and your family and protect you during this season, and all those who choose to ring the bell.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.